Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining me again. Now, my absolute favourite Advent hymn has got to be O Come, Emmanuel, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. And I've listened to it in several different versions already this year. I've listened to it sung by a couple of different cathedral choirs. I've listened to a more modern version done by Enya. And possibly best of all this year, I've been listening to a really powerful performance of it, sung in English and in Hebrew by Joshua Aaron as part of a performance in Jerusalem last year. It is a great song. I've loved it for years, but it was only relatively recently that I discovered the link between the words of the verses and a particular ancient monastic tradition. So monastic communities and lots of churches, and to be fair, lots of individuals, follow a pattern of daily prayer, praying regularly at up to about 7 times throughout every day. And one of those is evening prayer, sometimes called Vespers. As part of that service, every day, the words of the Magnificat, Mary's song, which I talked about sometime last week, are either said or sung. Now, this does get a bit technical, but stick with me. Immediately before and after the Magnificat, there's always an extra little phrase that goes with the particular season or day or the time of year. And those sentences are called antiphons. I've no idea why they're called antiphons or what the word means, but I think it's rather a good word. If you do know, feel free to tell me. So between the 16th and 23rd of December is the time of the O antiphons. That means that each one of those little sentences before and after the Magnificat starts with the word O. And then it outlines one of the descriptions of Jesus in the Bible. So we get things like O Adonai, which means Lord, O Rod of Jesse. You might recognize that from the words of my favorite Advent hymn. O Key of David, O Dayspring. Today is O Sapientia, I think that's how you say it, which means wisdom. So a story to go with all these liturgical technicalities says that many years ago in a Benedictine order based in Durham, the senior monks each had to take responsibility for reciting one particular antiphon during this week, this season within a season. And this led to the idea that each of the senior monks had his own special day, his own particular antiphon, and they decided to have a bit of fun with it. So, which monk do you think got to read the antiphon of the day of the title of Jesus, O Root of Jesse? It was the gardener, of course. For the treasurer was reserved O Key of David, and the monk in charge, the provost, would take O Rex Gentium, the king of the nations. I guess it's nice to know that medieval monks had a sense of humour. They also had other duties afterwards in the cosy monastic common room, hosting a small celebration in honour of the day, though the instructions to the community do say that it was to be a moderate celebration. I picked up a lot of this information from my Advent book, Stephen Cherry's Barefoot Ways. I've read to you from it before. He has a poem every day this week to go with the O antiphons. So I'm going to read you now the poem for today, O Sapientia, which is called Wise Company. Although I know each day is new, that there can be no subtraction of hours, no going back, it seems that I come once again to the forest of middle life, aching with my lack of wisdom. I cannot see myself as wise, yet there must be a path, a step or two that I can take without stumbling and slipping stupidly into the ditch. And yet I fall, again and again. Perhaps it's not wisdom I need, but wise companions, sensible friends to show me where to place my feet and how to plant them firmly. Good people who will shield me from self-direction and guide me to the sweet simplicity of your way. as ever, I'm going to finish with a prayer. And as ever, if you would like to make it your prayer, feel free to stick an amen in the comments. God of wisdom, thank you for the people you bring around us to help keep our footsteps in your way. Help us to listen as you guide us and to be wise in your strength. Amen. Thank you for joining me. See you again tomorrow, I hope. Bye for now.